Dirt's a little hard for that trick. Let's see if Casey guesses it.
33?
30.6.
That's what I want you to do. 1 arrow, first arrow, 365 bull walks in tonight. This scenario walk through.
Man, right there he is coming in. 30, just over 30 yards.
10 ring gun.
Is that gonna work?
Ooh! I think your arrows are touching.
Touching. That's what we need right there, baby. I'll take it. I'll take it. I'll take it, Case. Guys, welcome to a pretty amazing elk hunt we're about to embark upon. At least we have that in our mind. I don't know exactly how all of you guys grew up, but Casey and I grew up in the era of DVDs and watching them with our dads as we were young people, just getting into bow hunting in our early teens. And man, like the Truth series by Primos really rings the bell. They always put out some amazing elk hunting action, a lot of different hunts, but the ones that always resonated with us were the archery elk hunts in the rut.
Yeah, I think growing up watching elk hunting videos and watching people like Will Primos or whoever it might have been hunting some of this country, like, and just thinking like, man, how would that be one day to draw one of those tags or have one of those tags in your pocket? And it's here.
It's here.
Supposedly, we know some guys that have hunted this unit and they say it's phenomenal. We've talked to some people this year that say the rut is in full swing. The bulls have grown to their full potential this year with good early rains.
Yep.
Antler growth has been phenomenal and everything is looking up. One problem we have going against this is we've never been in the unit.
We're going in blind.
Going in blind. We literally drove in here in the dark, found a camp spot in the dark, which ended up being good. And now we got to go explore it.
Yeah, so over the years, you know, we've been fortunate enough to have some pretty incredible elk hunts, and this is a new place, so we're going to take the same tactics. We're going to go cover country, we're going to glass, we're going to look for fresh sign, we're going to obviously sound check. It's September, so hopefully the bulls will be bugling. And yeah, I mean, the potential here is pretty outstanding. Like, this is what I would consider like a once-in-a-lifetime dream kind of tag. And historically, you know, we want to shoot a mature animal that's representative of the place we're hunting, but this might be a scenario where we get a little more picky. I don't know. We just have no idea what to expect. All I know is we're over the moon excited to go see some new country. You guys can tell it's really super green right now, and they got a lot of monsoon moisture down here in the summertime, and so plenty of water, lots of greenery. Hopefully we can go find a big mature bull elk. Yeah, it gets us excited.
By no means trophy hunters, but at the same time, like, you can pick and choose, like, on every adventure you go on, what the quality of the animals are going to be like. And we've just heard rumor that there are potentials of finding that bull that goes well over 400 inches, and that's probably like one of the first tags that we've had that,
yeah, without a doubt,
is like, if you hunt hard and are patient, like, you could find one. Not saying that we will, but you could. And so, like, first couple days, I think you should be picky. At the end of the day, we'll, you know, shoot what gets us excited.
Yeah.
Which I think if a 370 bull walks in screaming his face off,
it's going to be pretty hard to not shoot that.
I'm going to grab your arrows and be like, no.
But a lot of people said, man, hold on to your arrows, be patient, you know, try to see some things. So I don't know. All I know is I'm so excited, joined by one of my best friends, Casey, Logie, Maddie. We got a great group of guys here, and we're just going to go have a good time. See what this tag of a lifetime brings us.
Let's go get them.
First one of the season, you know. Not my best work, but that's why we're getting the reps in now. We're daytime sound checking. You can do a double decker. It's about 5:30 p.m. It's been our first day. We're putting in just a lot of miles so far, trying to learn a little bit more about the unit, covering country, and then trying to just really figure out, like, where are the elk. Our initial hypothesis is kind of think we know where they summer at, and then we started finding some areas where there's some good amount of like rubs, but they're definitely older, some older signs. So think we then found like maybe like transition zone. Now we're trying to find the rut zone. So we haven't found any like fresh scat yet or fresh tracks. So we just kind of keep moving, hopefully closer towards solving the mystery. But I suspected it was going to take us probably a couple days to like figure it out. There's not a ton of elk in the unit, but there's some good ones. So it would have helped if we had some time to come and like scout it. But outside of using like OnX for e-scouting, this is the first time we've like visually seen the unit. So we're just working hard, man, checking off like boxes and opportunities that we might have seen online and try to verify, are they good or are they maybe not as good as we thought. So this evening we're going to take a little hike kind of out on this little mesa. We have a little tiny bit of elevation to glass, and with any luck we can maybe hear a bugle, try to turn up something, if not for the evening, for the morning. First couple days is going to be just grinding, trying to figure this thing out. And then hopefully towards the end of the trip, we'll be able to make it happen.
Remember a year ago where we were sitting and we're like, man, I'm tired of getting our butts kicked out in the oak woods. Let's try to apply for some really good tags. Got one.
Got one. Still getting our butts kicked.
Getting our butts kicked. Maybe it's us, dude. Maybe it's us.
I don't know.
It's just a day, man. That's all it is one day. One out of many days. You got to figure out where they're at. That's the hardest thing with elk hunting, finding out where they're at, and then after that you can start hunting them. Start hunting their little faces off.
Yeah, right now, that is the $1 million question. Where are the elk?
I would assume they're somewhere.
They're not where we've looked so far.
Just check them off the box.
Checked it out. We covered some country today.
Check that one off.
Yeah, I wouldn't do that. I don't know if I would do that, actually.
I bet you'd do it if you were in my pickup, wouldn't you?
Twice.
I think the old dam gave way. So, literally trying to get to a new spot to hunt, and where we were at, it like barely sprinkled for like maybe 10 minutes. And then we started heading down a little lower country, and it must have just rained really hard because everything is flooded. Anyway, we're trying to get across this, and it is a full-blown river. It looks like early March in some of the bigger rivers in Idaho. It's just chocolate brown, running hard. If you guys ever played the game Oregon Trail, if you were in elementary school in the 80s, 90s, you might have played it. Basically, the point of the game was to get you and your family from back east to the west coast on a wagon, and your wagon was being pulled by oxen. And when you come to river crossings, you could choose a few things to do. You could have your oxen pull your wagon across the river, or you could forge the river, which I think you mean, ow, I got bit by an ant. Or you could forge the river, which I think meant you try to float it across. I think we're gonna have to forge this one.
You ever float the Tacoma across?
You and Maddie are gonna get in the back with some paddles. Come look at this, this is wild.
Reporting live from Washed Out Road out here on the flats. We got a bit of a predicament. We had a storm that kind of pushed through and the roads were getting crummy pretty quick, but we didn't think it rained too much where we were. It didn't, but evidently over here it dumped a ton, and this road is completely gone. I mean, it's rushing like a river. I think it's a traditional little creek, but there's people camped not too far on the other side of this that they are not going to be able to get out this way. I'm fortunate and lucky that we weren't back in there hunting this morning, because we would be stuck there for probably a few days with just what's on our backpack. So flash floods down here are definitely a thing. There's a forecast for more precipitation in the next couple days, which could be problematic. We got the Taco and all-wheel drive. She's been adequate so far, and yeah, kind of a wild ordeal. The positive thing for the people camped back here is if they're on any elk, they're going to be on them themselves with no real additional pressure. The negative thing is if they had to leave town, they're pulling a trailer. They're not going anywhere for a while. So we're just still trying to figure it out, guys. Day 2 of kind of scouting. I feel like we're closing in on finding our first elk and having some opportunities, but as of right now, the mission of observation and learning continues. Shed of the trip. A little mule deer looks like. We're doing a hike about this evening, trying to go turn up our first bull elk. Frankly, our first elk. So we're gonna go hike a few miles in and see what we can find. It's 5:30. Just heard our first elk bugle. It sounds like there's 2 bulls, maybe. It's kind of like this little mountain with a bench and a big cut canyon. So we're gonna just observe and see if what might be the best play. The wind's been kind of swirly with these little storm clouds coming in, so not quite sure what to do yet. But that's a win for the day. We haven't seen the elk yet, but we've heard them. They're moving pretty quick, man. Yeah, I think, you know what my theory is? I think they'll go down. Especially if it's that big flat. Let's come down to this point over where we can see. Maybe make a big loop, but I think they're coming. That bull sounds like they're moving pretty quick. Campbell's quail, dude. Yeah, I was like, no, those are the mom and dad trying to get us away from the babies. Yeah. That's that white truck. That's definitely an honor. 100%. That guy's got to be super close to that bull. Dude, like immediately. Back out and go back that way. He's up on the side hill a little bit. You know, they definitely could be in this canyon. We saw quite a bit of sign in there. That pole could have gone down and up over into the next one too. There's a sign in that next canyon. You want to just go across? You want to go down and cross, head back that way. Yeah, yeah. Be bulls anywhere in here. Well, we always say, what we should say is make sure your headlamp has batteries, good batteries. What we always say is you got to find the elk before you can hunt the elk. Finally, we found the elk. It took us almost, about a day and a half. But we heard at least 4 or 5 different bulls bugling. Got close to one, but there was another hunter that somehow slipped in between us and him, so we just backed off and went into the next canyon and didn't hear anything until dark when we were hiking out, and Logan and Matt heard a bull bugle, so Matt and Cal called once, and another bull just bugled right below us, so we kind of shut up and snuck out of there so we didn't bump them. But
I like how things are doing. Things are going? Is that the phrase?
Like the way things are happening.
I like the way things are happening. My son Gage coined that phrase. But we have a plan. We have an idea. We have somewhat of a concept of where these elk are and what they're doing. Like always, especially in the rut, elk are go up to high to bed, come down low in the flats to rut, and that's what we saw tonight. So we're gonna head back to camp and make a game plan for the morning. And I think tomorrow we're gonna take that next step. We're gonna get into them, like close, like 30 yards maybe. Have a big old bull bugling at the tip of Brian's nose. That's not a big nose joke, Brian. That's just like a saying, you know. So don't take it that way. But your nose is kind of big.
Morning. We are kind of driving into a zone. Just heard a couple bugles, so we're just kind of checking to see where these bulls might be. But we're gonna go make a game plan for this morning and hopefully get into them. Good news is, heard our first bugles last night, got more this morning, and should be an amazing day. Let's go try to find. Let's go get visual of an elk. That's the next big win we're looking for. Here we go. can get him to bugle again. Not shooters, but bulls. One of the righteous eggs. Those cows. Small ones. One body looked way bigger than the other. Hey, we saw an elk. 2 heard bugles yesterday. Heard bugles ants out today. That's a double W. Last minute W. Finally saw some elk. Yes. Looked like there's a good little herd of maybe like 10 or so. Couldn't really tell. The only bulls looking that I could see was like a couple small raghorns. A few others came out of the trees, but it's getting so dark. It's still like 3 minutes left of the legal shooting light, but it's super hard to see. I wouldn't have taken a shot at all, but that's a good way to end the evening. We finally saw some elk. We've been working hard the last couple days to figure this place out, and I feel like every day we get a little bit closer, a little bit closer, a little bit closer, and eventually we're gonna fill a tag with a nice big mature bull elk. But you gotta put in the effort and the work. It doesn't matter where you guys might hunt, where we might hunt. It's all a grind, man. And when you've never been into a place before, you gotta just work. We didn't have the luxury to do any scouting before we got here, so kind of thought the first couple days would honestly be what they have been, which is scouting. Another bull bugling over there. Different bull. That was sweet. Alright guys, we are back after it again. This is an evening hunt. Got absolutely soaked last night, as you saw. We had to take some time to dry some stuff out. Cameras, gear, you name it. So we have regrouped. I think this is the last bit of storm we should have to deal with on this hunt. We're almost to the tail end of it. We got 3 bulls bugling, and we're gonna go try to mix it up. Here we go. Ran out of shooting light, but another close call. Oh man, Logan and I just went stealth mode. I bet we got to like 60 yards, but couldn't really do it before we ran out of light. There's moo cows up in here too, but super fun evening. I'm excited to get back down in this zone in the morning.
Good morning, good evening, how are we? Guys, listen, it is day number, where are we going with, 700? Day number 700? Just kidding. Day number 6. We have finally woke up to bugling bulls around us, which is a good sign. I got up about 2 hours ago and had to go take a tinkle. There was 2 bulls down below us bugling. I was like, finally. And then I just woke up and said, you guys hear those bulls? And Logan goes, there's 7 bulls around us. So things are looking up. Plan today is, I think our problem has been, I don't want to say this, but I'm going to say it anyways. Hear that? We've been overthinking this, overhunting it a little bit. We talked to locals and they're like, you just drive to the canyons and listen for bugles. When you hear bugles, you drop in on them. Like that guy, he's bugling. He's doing rut activity. Anyway, we've just been hiking, like blindly hiking to go and try to find bugles. I like the phrase, hunt harder, or hunt smarter, not harder.
Alright, you guys, good morning. We woke up from camp to bugles. We heard them going to bed last night and woke up, bugles all around. We drove down this road to where we were at yesterday, and there was one bugle that was like way far off down the canyon. And so we made a move to try to get closer, and parked right here, got out and listened, and a bull cracked off hard. Like maybe 120 yards that way, so we're getting our gear together. We're gonna go in after him. Fingers crossed. chasing them. It's kind of what happened this morning. I think those elk were coming up, and we just got lucky and stopped and intercepted them, and they smelled us or something. Turned around, going back down the canyon, but we've caught up to him again. We're just trying to pinpoint where he's at. Last time we bugled to him like he was right in the bottom of this canyon, so Brian and Logie are sneaking up to the edge. We're just going to stay back and see if we can get him to respawn. Just catch one. We had a bull come in right behind us. 80 yards. Huh? Yeah. He didn't like the twerking decoy though. He liked the decoy. I twerked with it. He ran away.
Pretty good morning overall, lots of bugles. But if you guys have ever played the game Whack-A-Mole, where there's stuff popping up, you go to hit it, and then one over here pops up. You go to hit that one, and then it pops up over here. I feel like we're just going in circles chasing these bulls. So far, Matt and Casey have had 2 bulls. The last 2 nights come kind of straight at them. Neither of which would be considered a shooter, but still kind of cool to see. The last 2 days, we've had way more like bugle type red action, but every time we're within like 100 yards, they're just still not like committing yet, at least most of them. So 7:15 this morning, everything kind of shut off, got quiet, but it's cooler today, overcast. I think we're gonna just go cover some country and try to glass one up or sound check. The other day we stayed out all day and we heard a lot of bulls bugle, so hopefully we can get one to respond to our calls.
Alright, so we got back to the truck, thinking the morning hunt was done, and we had a bull kind of give a wimpy, like bedded bugle right by the truck. So me and Brian snuck down, Matt and Casey stayed back at the truck, and he's just giving like a, oh, definitely in a bed, but he's right down here in the bottom. So we're gonna go see what we can do. My guess is he's bedded. We still don't know what he is, but we gotta go check him out.
Well, we got to 52 yards from the bull. I didn't have a shooting lane, and I honestly couldn't tell what he is. His head was behind this tree. I'm sitting in his bed right now.
slowly got up out of his bed and wandered up here. Matt and Casey here just kind of calling back behind us, like 100 yards. And I don't know, maybe he didn't like that or whatever, but he wasn't spooked at all. I don't think he's gonna cross like an open grassy ridge. So my intuition is that he's just up here and maybe re-bedded a little higher up in a different spot. But I just got a quick look at his antlers when he was walking away. He looked like a mature bull, but I couldn't make out like what kind of mature bull he was. So close, dude. So close. There's like, could have done like a little half moon sneak above him. Would have had a shooting lane at like 35, 40-yard shot. But all the rest of it was obstructed with brush, so I didn't really have a chance to even consider that direct route. We're working hard. Working hard. And I'm still confident that it's gonna all come together. Every day seems to be getting a little better.
Bring the trophy light. Nice picture.
I like it.
No big deal.
I'm into it. We've just been covering new country, sound checking off all these little points, and finally just got a little bugle response. So we're gonna go dive in. Starting to close in on some morning bugles. Probably been hiking like a mile and a half or so in the dark. First shooting light's just about on us, so join us for another beautiful day in the elk woods. They're close. Bear and I were in the middle of them. Thought it was gonna happen. We used a different technique. We did not call whatsoever. We just snuck in, and we got right in the middle of the herd. There's a herd bull with some cows and a couple satellites. One satellite bull we were after had a real deep, raspy growl. And then, yeah, we didn't realize it, but another hunter was kind of down the ridge from us a little bit. And so, not sure what happened, but just weren't able to close the distance. We had him probably at 30, 35 yards, but it was behind a bunch of trees and brush, so we actually never even saw him. But you'll be able to hear in the video, like, we were right in his lap. And yeah, I don't know, there's also some cattle in there too that was creating some problems, but man, everything I felt like we did was the right move. It just didn't quite materialize in our favor this morning. So, the search continues. Been a frustrating hunt so far, but at the same time, like, we're learning more every day. That's why we always say the last day is better than the first day. It's not the last day yet, but we know more now than we did 8 days ago. Got some bulls this morning, and they kind of all separated. We got this one bull finally, just he keeps hammering where he was. Just bugled it again, but he's down low. And what we've learned is it's hard to call these bulls in. Our best success so far has been locating a bull, me and Maddie hanging back and trying to get that bull to respawn, and Brian and Loki sneaking in. Done it a few times and it's worked fairly well, so that's what we're going to try here. They just don't love the cow calls, they don't love the bugles. I don't think they're, maybe this way, I don't know.
god, dude!
Are you kidding me?
Oh my god. Congrats, buddy. I just decoyed that elk in 500 yards away. Buddy.
Oh my god.
Oh my god. Holy cow! Bro! I've never been so frustrated. Oh my gosh! What a roller coaster! Never wanted something so bad for somebody else. Holy shit! What just happened, dude? I don't know if you guys could hear me, but I had him bedded on the fence line, and I was whistling at you guys. And he stood up, and so I just sat down and held the fucking decoy up. And he saw it, and he just, you see him just running? Yes. And I told Matt to call one time. Yes! Your name, man. We did it, dude! We did it! It was so hard! It was so hard! Oh, man. That is a stud. And I never wanted something so bad for somebody in the Elkwoods, dude. Oh, for all of us. Love you too, man.
Thank you guys so much for all your hard work,
buddy.
man. Dude, 9 days.
That's how you do it, man. That is how you do it. Matthew.
Love you, dude.
Love you. You talk about roller coasters, man. I was just waiting for the roller coaster to go up. It just stayed down here for 9 days.